How many of you are like me who does not like to buy store-bought mayo? Why? Because it's too expensive. And I like to buy the dairy-free no-egg mayo. So if I buy a jar of mayo, sometimes it sits in the refrigerator and it ends up going to waste. You know how you have a mayo in your refrigerator for a while, and then when you open it, it's kind of like watery or liquidy or some kind of water on top. So I ended up throwing it away because I don't know if it's still good. So I'm going to show you how I make my dairy-free no-egg mayo. I start with 2 teaspoons of white vinegar, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of Himalaya salt, and a half a cup of soy milk. Now, these ingredients must be at room temperature. If they are cold, then I would suggest that you kind of like heat it up a little bit in the microwave because the mixture must be at room temperature. So once you blend your vinegar, your salt, and your Dijon mustard, then you add in 1 cup of oil. I used avocado oil. Avocado oil is expensive, but you need an oil that doesn't have a strong flavor. You can also use sunflower oil, but make sure you use the high heat sunflower oil. Next, you're going to get your emulsifier and you're going to firmly hold the jar and emulsify your mixture, starting from the bottom first, and then you slowly raise your emulsifier through the mixture. Now, this mayo is so delicious. You can use this mayo to make salad dressing. You can use this mayo. I personally like it just on toasted sourdough bread. You can also make it if you like tuna fish or any type of dish where you would need mayo. So it's nice, it's thick. I like the thickness. Now, if you feel that the mayo is too thick for you, then you can, of course, add more vinegar. You can also use apple cider vinegar, but I personally like the white vinegar for my mayo. Also, if you want a smoky mayo, you can add smoked paprika. You can add garlic powder if you like. You can add onion powder if you like. Look how rich and creamy it is. And this mayo will last a long time in the refrigerator. This mayo has no additives, no extra, no fillers, it's just good and it's clean. So sometimes we can just try to make things that we like. Sometimes we can try to make it homemade. And we definitely will save a lot more money. And it will be much healthier also. So with this mayo, what am I going to do with this mayo? Well, today, at least today, I am going to make chickpeas on tuna. By the way, thank you all for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. So I'm finished with my mayo. So I'm new at this YouTube, so I'm trying to make some videos and just try to, show alternatives of how we can eat and what we can eat to be healthier. So I have my chickpeas I did not rinse it, but I did drain it. I do not rinse my chickpeas because I want to keep my flavor. When you rinse your chickpeas, you're rinsing away the flavor. So you mash your chickpeas, and next I'm going to use seaweed. The seaweed is going to give the chickpeas that fishy tuna fish flavor. Now, seaweed is very good for you. It has lots of nutrients in it. It has lots of minerals in it. The seaweed that I am using is seaweed with sea salt. So I don't need to add any more salt to this dish. The salt from the seaweed will be enough to give this dish a flavor. So I mix the seaweed into the chickpeas, and the chickpeas is going to soften the seaweed. So the seaweed kind of like just melts into the chickpeas. I used the whole pack. Now for the seaweed, you can buy the individual pack or you can buy the 6-pack. But it does come in individual packs where you can just buy one small pack. And you can also make a macaroni salad with this. If you add some macaroni and toss in some of your chickpeas. Well, not just the chickpeas, but you can make a macaroni salad with this chickpea mixture. So I added my I added my red onions, about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and then I did use 2 tablespoons of relish. So you mix your ingredients together. And the last thing you're going to add is your homemade mayo. Or if you don't want to make homemade mayo, at least you have the recipe on how to make the chickpeas, and you can just use your mayo, any mayo that you like. It doesn't have to be dairy-free mayo. So I used about 2 tablespoons of my dairy-free no egg mayo. And I gave it a good mix. Mixed the ingredients well. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. And my goal is just to share healthy dishes. And just to give us like alternatives. There you go. So now I'm going to, so I toasted my sourdough bread. If you're going to eat bread, eat sourdough bread, because the fermentation in the sourdough bread is good for your gut. And it's easier to digest. So I load my chickpea untuner onto my bread and my thinly sliced tomatoes. Unfortunately, I didn't have any lettuce. So I did eat 2 sandwiches. It was delicious. So once again, thank you for watching. I hope you try this dish out and leave a comment. Let me know if you try it out. Take care.